Very good evening. Times Now has learnt that radical Muslims belonging to a hardline Muslim group are planning to carry out what can only be described as a chilling, cold-blooded murder of a state-appointed legal counsel who fought to prove that Hadiya's conversion was a forcible one. Times Now has accessed the threat letters that have been written from the potential killers, establishing how the state and courts are being intimidated to ensure Hadiya is freed to join those who converted her. Here are the hard facts. As we break them this evening, a government lawyer in the Hadiya case files a complaint alleging threat to his life. Here is this complaint. It's from an individual called P. Narayanan, Senior Government Pleader, Office of the Advocate General of Kerala, Ernakulam, to the State Police Chief and Director General of Police, Police Headquarters, Thiruvananthapuram. The details of this letter I shall enunciate upon in just a few moments. But this complaint letter of the Kerala government lawyer makes it very clear that a death threat has been issued through a Facebook post by PFI member K.C. Nazir. This story is breaking even as Hadiya now has just landed in Kerala, and she is being moved, in fact, to her hostel where she will be staying and continuing her studies. That is something that her father Ashokan had wanted, and now of course she has landed. But the PFI member has alleged that the government lawyer colluded with the RSS and the Bharatiya Janata Party against Hadiya. No action has been taken by the Kerala government against radicals for issuing threats thus far. So this is a big breaking development. It coincides with Hadiya now going back to her home state. She will no longer be with her parents. She is now going to be in an educational facility, a hospital of sorts. I just want to open this out. I want to bring in Vivek Narayanan, who is our executive editor, as also Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan, for more details. Vivek, first to you. I want us to go over the threat first that has been issued by a PFI member, the Popular Front of India hardline group.
Yes.
And his supporter in tandem.
Yes, Rahul, the threat came in the form of a Facebook post by K.C. Nasir, known as Nasi. K.C. Nasir is a bona fide member of the PFI. In fact, he was a candidate in the recently concluded assembly elections in Kerala as the SDPI member. He's known to be PFI, he's openly PFI. In his post, he's incidentally a lawyer also. He says that you know, I've been following this case, and the way the public prosecutor is behaving, it's clear. His body language, writes in Malayalam, quite evidently is that he is a member of the RSS. When he saw Ashokan, after a positive verdict from the Kerala High Court, how he came out with his thumbs up, shook hands with Ashokan, Hadiya's father, and it was as if a victory of a set of people who are about to, quote-unquote, send her to her death. Well, this is the quote, he said, casting aspersions on a senior judicial official of the Kerala government. One must remember that Mr. P. Narayanan is appointed by the Kerala government, a judicial officer, a lawyer representing a communist government. And that is precisely what is a matter of concern. After that tweet, there is a series of, after that Facebook post, there is a series of posts which have been written by supporters of PFI, people who are from the same ideological background. One of them is the most dangerous. It's written by a gentleman called Ashraf Karumbulli. Well, I will not show you the entire text of it because some of it cannot be shown even though it's in Malayalam, but essentially she's saying that anyone who has this kind of feeling, anyone who represents this kind of ideology, we will shove that ideology right down their throat, choke them till they are not able to go to any other court and argue. Well, This is a death threat. This is as clear as it can get. And Ashraf Karumbali, mind you, is based out of Middle East. He's a Malayali, of course, but he is based out of Middle East, and that's precisely why Mr. P. Narayanan went ahead and with a complaint. Mr. Narayanan then, of course, wrote to the Kerala government. He's been provided with security. Kerala police chief got back to him and said that you would require security, because remember, this is the same set of people, Rahul, who had earlier threatened a professor in Kerala. They said that your writings are not what we think is right. Some of the question papers that you had set, some of the questions we have a problem with, and their boys just simply went and chopped off his hand. The same set is now threatening a public prosecutor. So indeed, it is a very serious threat which the Kerala police is also taking, and that's precisely why somebody as senior as a prosecutor has gone to the police, Rahul.
Okay, well, let me just very quickly go over the exact text of that chilling death threat. Let's go over this. Now, this is by K.C. Nazir, who is a member of the PFI, the Popular Front of India. He's even contested, I believe, Vivek, if I'm not mistaken, on a ticket for an election and ended up getting more than even the Bharatiya Janata Party candidate in that particular election. Am I not right?
Precisely. He is a candidate in the recently concluded by-elections in North Kerala. The Muslim League won that seat. It's a 70 to 80% Muslim majority seat. Muslim League won, but the surprise is that Muslim League's majority shrunk because right-wing Islamic parties like the SDPI, which is the political front of PFI, could garner up to 12,000 seat plus. They won. They were number 2 there. It was after that, more than BJP, they got the seats. So clearly the polarization is what these people are looking at, and they've been successful at it.
So you have a situation now. You have a situation where certain elements, certain radical elements are willing now to kill, to protect Hadiya's honor. As they see it, it's probably just a pretext, but here is a desperate attempt being made to try and intimidate the state and its agencies so that Hadiya returns to those individuals who have allegedly, according to the NIA, coerced her into becoming a Muslim, furthermore marrying an individual who, according to the NIA, has connections with dubious entities including the ISIS. This is the situation. This is the situation. This is the story that no one is telling you. I want to bring in Madhav. Madhav, there's a letter now that has been written by Madhavan, this individual. And I want you to go over this letter. What exactly has he said?
Well, he has, Rahul, very clearly referred to the various social media posts that have been made, has referred to the kind of statement that has been made. Bizarre as it is, we are seeing over here this person, K.C. Nazir, refer to the government leader of a CPM-led government of acting and pandering to the sentiments of those belonging to the BJP and RSS. If that is not bizarre enough, he goes ahead to make all sorts of threats. And that particular social media post, let me tell you, Rahul, has been commented upon by hundreds of individuals. Some of those posts are, in fact, too violent to even report. So clearly, of course, with this kind of pressure building up on this individual, he has gone ahead and filed this particular case. And who is this individual, K.C. Nazir? Of course, as Vivek has told us, his political links are known, but it would also, perhaps our viewers would want to know that he was present here in the Supreme Court, and after, in fact, yesterday's orders of the Supreme Court, in fact, posted on social media, a statement against the Kerala government, an expletive-laden statement against the Kerala government. So this is a very clear pattern of the PFI: intimidate, threaten, shock as many people as you can out of their booths, try and put the fear into them that the PFI cadre will come out and get you in any possible way. Social media in this particular case being completely misused by the PFI to try and threaten while an important case is being heard by the apex court of this land. So this is really the modus operandi of the PFI that has been laid bare before the country at this point of time, Rahul.
Well, let me just read out specifically what Mr. Narayanan has claimed. He has said the aforementioned messages, clearly referring to these death threats that he has got. And he says the aforementioned messages and comments in favor of the same, apart from amounting to cognizable offences, gives rise to concerns about the safety and security of the life and property of me and my family. So Vivek, he is actually fearing for his life, because he knows that some of these radicals have actually struck in the past. There are famous cases. But let's link all of this up.
Yes.
Let's pull out this graphic, which is quite very easily explaining the linkages here. Let's just pull out that graphic. It is the radical Muslim link to this entire conspiracy now to intimidate. There you can see is Narayanan, the lawyer who opposed the conversion. Hadiya is the person he was actually contending with in court. She is married to Shafin Jahan. Shafin Jahan is a PFI member, and he is also allegedly, according to the NIA, linked to the ISIS and those that are sympathetic of the ISIS. So he is a dubious character according to the National Investigative Agency, and they have suggested this and submitted evidence to back up their claims in court. Now he is of course linked to the PFI, and also linked to the PFI is K.C. Nazir. That's the circle. K.C. Nazir, one of those individuals who is today spreading unfounded rumors, according to Mr. Narayanan, about him, and trying to build up a hysteria where perhaps some individuals who today feel very strongly about Hadiya's honor might actually attack him. So K.C. Nazir is one of those individuals. He's a PFI member, and he has threatened Mr. Narayanan, according to what Mr. Narayanan has said, and with just a bare reading of this Facebook post where he alludes to Narayanan's RSS links and therefore suggests that the entire case against Hadiya is an RSS conspiracy. Yet there have been no arrests. Breaking news coming in. Breaking news coming in because we just spoke a short while ago. Let's just go out to that breaking news. There you are, Vivek Narayan just spoke with Mr. P. Narayanan, senior government pleader. Vivek, what did he tell you?
Well, a public prosecutor here, this government lawyer, seemed to be extremely nervous. We've been speaking to him through the day. He didn't want to speak. He said, whatever I had to say has been said in that complaint letter to the state DGP and the AG, who's his boss essentially. But after much cajoling, he said, yes, I have written, and on the basis of that, the Kerala government, the Kerala police, has extended police security to me. He sounded very, very worried, especially quoting the case where SDPI, PFI members were allegedly involved in hand-chopping incident of a professor in Kerala.
What?
He said, you are aware of what these people can actually do.
Yes.
So one will have to be careful. And I'm not even sure whether I want my picture on the television screen right now, because if it's there, they know who the target is, Rahul. Very, very scary.
Well, that's it. P. Narayanan, the state special public prosecutor, speaking to Vivek Narayan off record, of course, off cam really, on record, saying that, look, as of now, I don't even want to appear on television because I don't want to become a target for radicals. Obviously, he's living in fear. His only fault was that he stood up for what he claims is the truth. Should honesty be decapitated? Should it be hanged? Should it be prosecuted to death? That's the question that needs to be answered by all those, especially those in the Kerala state government who have not affected even one arrest. Now, we are also being told, and more breaking news coming in, that the individuals who have issued these threats are untraceable. We can't find them. K.C. Nazir is underground evading action, and the other individual, Ashraf Karumbuli, also not here. Apparently, he lives in the Middle East. So, both these individuals, even if the police wanted to arrest, they will be hard-pressed to find these individuals. Madhav, what a peculiar set of circumstances.
Well, absolutely. I mean, for somebody who was very much present here at the Supreme Court, being completely, untraceable, being completely unreachable, this is completely shocking. Why is he now, in fact, hiding? If he has made these statements, why doesn't he take responsibility from them? Because ultimately, as a lawyer, as a person who has appeared in court, he is supposed to be upholding the law. Now that he has made these threats, made these statements on social media, why doesn't he stand up to them? This is exactly the kind of cowardly nature that we've seen PFI indulge in the past as well. We've seen how they've in fact been involved involved in that incident where they chopped off that professor's hand. They have carried out incidents of violence before. So clearly it's for the Kerala police and all those agencies involved to bring, in fact, this person to justice, because clearly making these kind of intimidated statements and getting away with it is surely going to send out a very, very wrong statement. The past too, we've seen PFI use social media. They've in fact rallied together, in fact, in the city of Trivandrum, also when this case has been underway, to try and highlight their entire point, coming out in huge numbers to try and put pressure on the state government.
Question
That's exactly what they should be doing at this point in time.
The big question that needs to be asked, and we're going to put some of those questions out: why are the members of radical Muslim groups, the Popular Front of India, issuing death threats to those opposing Hadiya's conversion? This is a fundamental bottom line question. What is the compulsion? What's the desperation by issuing death threats in the Popular Front of India, confirming suspicions that it is behind Hadiya's forcible conversion? We know that one of the members of the Popular Front of India, one of its only female members in a senior position called Sainba, has known Hadiya and appears to be some sort of a guardian-like figure in Hadiya's life. And she is the one who introduced Hadiya after she was converted to Shefin Jahan, a sort of dubious character who the NIA believes has ties to the ISIS. Why hasn't the left government acted against radicals issuing death threats to an official employed by itself to defend the interests of those who are today fighting forcible conversion in Kerala?